Oh, a chest. Let's open it. Okay, some gold I see. And why is my inventory always full? Okay, what do I throw away? Maybe this gold. Inventories are one of the most important aspects of any game. So, today I decided I'm going to create my own. Hi, I'm Vikikino and I'm on a quest to learn how to make video games. And in this video I will show you how I edit inventory to my indie game. First of all, I'm going to make a quick prototype of a game to add inventory to. But first, let's show some pix art for the game. And here's some code I wrote for the game. Okay, here's the game. You can move around and even change tile spaces. But enough of that, let's implement the inventory. First of all, what even is an inventory? An inventory is a piece of UI where the player can store and see their items and interact with them. There are multiple ways an inventory can look, but what I'll be focusing on is the Terraria/Minecraft-like inventory system, where you can move items around or even throw them away. So, how my inventory works is very simple. Like in other games, my inventory consists of inventory slots. Each slot will only remember two things, an item ID and its count. Item ID is an easy way to track existing items, where each item has its own unique ID. And I'm going to keep an ID list where the texture, name and stats of the items will be saved at. Okay, let's implement the basics to my game. Here's a little bit of code I wrote, so let's test it out. It seems to work fine, but I still need an easy way to pick up dropped items and add them to my inventory. So, how's that going to work? Let's say I want to pick up this healing potion and I want it to put it in a slot. Which slot should I put it in? This slot is already occupied, so let's skip that one. This slot is empty, but I don't want it to take an empty slot if it doesn't need to. These two are already occupied. Here, I found a slot with the same item. Let's stack them together. Now, let's do the example with 63 of those healing potions. This slot is still occupied. Here's an empty slot. Let's remember its position for now. We can skip over these ones. In this slot, there are already potions inside, but there isn't enough space to fit all these potions in. So, I'll need to split them. Let's quickly skip over the remaining slots. As you see, I have some potions left over, so need to put them in the very first empty slot I found. Now let's look at it from the perspective of a program. See, each slot has an ID and count, so I'll quickly go over them. These two don't have the same ID, so I skipped it. Here's an empty slot with the ID of 0, so I'm going to remember that for later. These slots have different IDs, so let's skip over them. I already found an empty slot, so let's skip over them. Here I found a slot with the same ID, so let's fill it up. Now that I looked over all the slots, I'll put the remaining items in the very first empty slot. Here's the code I wrote for it. Let's test it in game. Now that works fine. As you can see, the items are stuck in correctly and are sorted to the inventory, but I still can't interact with them. So let's make it that the player can move around the items. In games like Minecraft, you can move the items around the inventory, split them in half, or even throw them away if you wish to do so, and pick it up later. Now for my game's solution to this problem. I'll simply create an invisible inventory slot that always follows the mouse cursor around and call it the mouse slot. And every time the player clicks an inventory slot, we simply swap the two items to give the illusion of moving the items around. Let's test it in game and wow, it works amazingly. Now for the other features, I'll quickly go over the easy ones. First of all, splitting. I made it so when you right click the slot, only half of the items will be transferred to your mouse slot. Item descriptions and the trash slot. There's this slot that will only remember the last item you put in it, all others are deleted. Now for the most important feature, the hotbar. The hotbar is a set of slots that are always visible on the screen. It is used to equip your weapons, blocks, potions and many other stuff. And for the last feature, an armor equipping system. The armor you equip will give you defense and extra health as well as full armor bonus. And that's it. Now I have a working inventory system. Later I want to add chests to the game, but for now I'm done. Okay, that turned out better than I expected. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please consider subscribing. I might tackle combat or mining and gathering in the next vlog, so I'm excited about that. Go make games.